Good evening, everyone. When it comes to economic development, rail lines are a main line to get the interest of prospective companies.
WCBI's R.H. Brown is joining us in the studio with how developers are using the option of adding rail to their initial proposals.
That's right, Andrea, Joey. It's important that we not forget the benefits of having short line rail. Often it's the economical lifeline for a business.
When looking at economic development, 60% of the proposed projects having rail lines give a competitive advantage at landing potential contracts.
And a lot of times it's not mandatory, but if they say if your site has rail, it would be viewed as a plus because the company could use rail as an alternative to truck or maybe water.
While rail lines are not a must, the well-known Weyerhaeuser company in Columbus uses rails.
Up until recently, Weyerhaeuser owned the railroad that came from the Weyerhaeuser pulp and paper plant up and served the Weyerhaeuser modified fiber plant. They had their own railroad. They went across a small part of Kansas City Southern Railroad and then into their plant.
Actually, two flagship industries landed by the link did not use rail.
PACCAR doesn't require rail. Didn't day one, it still doesn't. Airbus, American Eurocopter, some of them still know. Obviously, rail's not important to them.
Not having rail certainly does not keep you out of the game or from being competitive. It's an advantage when you do have rail. It's one more mode of transportation, intermodal transportation, that you can offer to someone.
With the Yokohama plant in West Point, on-site and off-site, about a $7 million rail spur was built to serve the facility.
SDI, Severstall, SDI, steel mill. Integral part of their operation. If they didn't have, well, first of all, the steel mill could have never been built here if we didn't have rail.
Our industry is using rail in Choctaw County. We've got two different businesses that benefit from the rail.
So the lesson here learned is if you got it, figure out a way to keep it.
The two kinds of rail are Class 1, the big rails running everywhere, and then the short line rails running local distances. Back to you guys.